They came from the frozen north, their longships cutting through the waves like knives. Known as fierce raiders, shrewd traders, and daring explorers, the Vikings left a lasting mark on the world. But who were these people, and what drove their relentless journeys across seas and continents? Join us on Record Rift as we uncover the Viking Age, an era of conquest, commerce, and discovery. The Vikings hailed from Scandinavia, a rugged land of fjords, forests, and long, cold winters. These seafaring people lived in what we now call Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. The term Viking originally referred to raiding and piracy, but their story is far more complex than their fearsome reputation. At home, Vikings were farmers, blacksmiths, and artisans. They lived in close-knit communities, bound by shared traditions and their belief in Norse gods like Odin, Thor, and Freya. But their harsh environment and limited resources pushed them to seek new opportunities beyond their shores. The Viking Age began in 793 CE with the infamous raid on the Lindisfarne monastery in England. The attack sent shockwaves across Europe and marked the start of nearly 300 years of Viking raids. These raids targeted monasteries, towns, and settlements along coastlines and rivers. Vikings became feared for their speed, unpredictability, and brutality. But these weren't mindless acts of violence. Raiding was a calculated strategy to gain wealth, resources, and land. While the Vikings are remembered as fierce raiders, they were also skilled traders. They established trade networks that stretched from the Arctic Circle to the Middle East. They traded furs, amber, and walrus ivory from the north for silver, silk, and spices from the south. Viking merchants were frequent visitors to major trading hubs like Constantinople and Baghdad. Their longships were not just tools of war, they were also vital for navigating rivers and seas, enabling trade and cultural exchange. Vikings weren't content to stay close to home. They were explorers who pushed the boundaries of the known world. Leif Erikson, the son of Eric the Red, is credited with being the first European to set foot on North America around the year 1000 CE, nearly 500 years before Christopher Columbus. Before this, Vikings had already settled Iceland and Greenland, creating communities in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Their advanced navigation skills and knowledge of the seas made these journeys possible, driven by a spirit of adventure and a need for resources. The Vikings didn't just raid and leave, they settled. Across Europe, they established towns and kingdoms, blending their culture with those of the local populations. In England, they founded the Danelaw, a region under Viking control. In France, Viking leader Rollo was granted land, creating the Duchy of Normandy. In Eastern Europe, they helped shape the early Russian state. Vikings left their mark not just in war but also in language, art, and political systems. By the late 11th century, the Viking Age began to fade. The rise of powerful kingdoms, like England and France, and the spread of Christianity changed the world the Vikings once dominated. Many Vikings converted to Christianity and assimilated into the cultures they had once raided. Their legendary longships gave way to more modern ships, and the era of Viking exploration came to an end. Today, the legacy of the Vikings lives on. From their exploration of new lands to their influence on art, language, and governance, the Vikings helped shape the course of history. Though their age has passed, the stories of the Vikings, raiders, traders, and explorers, continue to inspire curiosity and admiration. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the Viking Age. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Record Rift for more incredible tales from history. Until next time!